Actually, give me 1 second. Okay. I want to start this by saying I do not understand the American culture behind any significant event, be it tragic or be it a celebration, where the first idea is that we should run a marathon. Oh, they died? We're running a marathon for it. Oh, they just got married? We're running a marathon. Oh, the birds are migrating south. Let's run a marathon. Why are we always running? And where are we running to? Hi, my name is Karma, also known as McKenna, and this is social exposure. Again, on this episode, we're going to be kind of freestyling it. So I had to change my tire this morning. I don't know when it got flat, but it just got flat, and I went out there, I changed it, I was a little bit late to work. And another thing that has happened this week is that my entire old routine, my entire old schedule just collapsed on me. Like, the whole schedule that I was running off of weekly, from gym to library to study to creativity to this, it was good for the time being that it worked, but it stopped working, and now I've had to go back to the drawing board basically to see what is the new plan. I almost freaked out about it because I was like, "Oh my god, am I just procrastinating? Am I just being lazy?" No. The old plan is just not working anymore. I think that when I went on my journey before I went on the action and the active part of it, which is like watching videos about changing your life or reading books about it, and that first like initial preparation stage of coming into that, when I was on that stage, all I ever would hear is that consistency, being boring, predictability is what gets you the results. But I don't think consistency and predictability are supposed to be the same thing, because once a routine has served its purpose, it's going to collapse on you. Because if we see what happens when people stay in the same routines for way too long. They never change and they end up wondering what happened. So when a routine has served its purpose, it's going to show you that it served its purpose and it's time to let it go. Basically, the friction of that routine is what happens. The routine is like, hey, I worked for this time, and it feels like failure. I worked for this time, but I'm not working anymore. You need to reevaluate, reassess. I said something about this in a previous video, but like, it's completely collapsed. I tried to rewrite the schedule probably 4 times, but the ones that I rewrote were too like the initial schedule that I was working off of before, when I was maintaining that. And I just realized that it wasn't failure. It's like, I just need to approach this differently. I am adding a lot of things to my routine, and to reach completion in projects so I can actually share them with the world, and to reach completion in really anything or to reach a goal, I have to find ways to give pockets of flow state, of focus. I think that the first 2 months that I started my journey of becoming who I want to be, it was like taking the cables and jump starting a car. It was like, okay, let's go in and let's jump into the water and get familiar with the temperature. But now it's like, okay, to learn this, you need more focus. You need more specialization within your month where you're focused on this one thing for a certain amount of days rather than everything every single day. And I think that implementing everything at first within my week, like daily or 3 to 4 days out of the week, was like jump starting a car. It was like basically, okay, now you got an understanding of this electricity, of these ideas. But now to understand them more and to get more out of it, you need more focus on specific things that you want to do. So that's what happened. Routines are not meant to stay the same. Routines are meant to serve their purposes and become impermanent for something different. And I remember a long time ago, not a long time ago, that was literally like a year and a half ago, when stuff like this would happen, I would have nervous breakdowns. I would think that I was failing. I would think that because what they say, the predictability and doing the same thing every day wasn't working for me, I thought that meant that I was doing something wrong or that I wasn't doing enough. No, it's that it's supposed to change so you can get more out of it. And I didn't know that before because that's not what I learned. I had to learn that the hard way. This week has been filled with a lot of strange things in like a really good way. Like it's been very, very abundant in its own way. Like for instance, I helped some people the other night like sell a phone. They didn't have an ID or whatever, and they gave me an iPad. A random dude gave me a lemonade. It was just little things like this that kept piling up, and I was like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Um, so I went and got on healthcare, which I think that's going to help me in the long run. It might actually give me the support system that I need for certain things in my life. So, I used to think that even was a failure to get healthcare help from the system in those ways or use the resources provided from a system. Because I grew up that way, and growing up that way, I didn't have really good examples. Like the systems that were meant to help me kind of failed me. So I kind of feared going back into that resource center in seeking help for things that I need. Everybody needs somebody to take care of their health, their well-being, their mental state. And you can do a lot of it yourself, but you still need that support system. You still do. Especially as a young creative person. A young creative person with a bunch of ideas, always going, So something that keeps pinging at me is that I said in another video that I was going to post an experimental music video, which I had done and made all the things for it. But that brings me to I probably should have spoken too soon, because I feel like creation needs time to actually, be nurtured and cared for rather than rushed into. Rushing is more of a performance, and deep creativity is more of a play. And I don't want to rush any of my creativity to perform or to prove that I am, because I think that's something that I thought I had to do, but I am, because I'm here. And I said that in the last video too, I vowed to myself yesterday. I vowed to myself to allow the questions not to be all answered immediately. When I get in these states of worry and doubt, I try to search, whether it's online, whether it's out in the grapevine, whether it's through other people. I try to search for the answer to my questions. But I vowed to allow things to unfold naturally, because when I stay here in the present, the answers show themselves, and I don't have to think about it, overthink about it too much. I think that was getting in my way. It was getting in the way of my confidence. It was getting in the way of how I viewed myself. It was getting in the way of me believing what I believe that I can accomplish. It was getting in the way of my patience, everything. Like, searching for the answer and the validity and the certainty outside of myself. I like just being here, being hot and being here. The consistency starts now, and I dig deeper here now. Consistency over predictability. Consistency showing up. Consistency creating. Consistency sharing my voice. Consistency being who I am, because that's going to get me farther in the long run than anything else. Consistency being amazing, being smart, being that girl, being the one who gets it done, being the one who learns, the one who grows, being the one who knows, being the one who lives within and through her own rather than anything else. I love myself. I love the multifaceted parts of my brain and my heart and my soul. And if I love it, that means I don't need to answer every single question in a single day or a week. If I know that I love who I am, that's the answer to everything. That means I know that I can make anything I want come true and work out, because I know myself and I love myself. That's all I have for today. Hi, my name is Karma, also McKenna. I am an artist. I am a academic, and I'm an innovator, a leader. I hope to see some of you in the future, whoever you are.